I am a high school math teacher. The number one question I get is, why do we need to learn this? When will I ever use this? Why is this important? That is the question. Why should my students learn math?
So, when we first started making Mythbusters, we did not know we were making a science show, and we were not thinking about the children. I didn't even think of myself as a science, interested person. I just thought of science as something that smart people did. Then we started making the show, and the show started airing. Nobody told us how to host a television show. No one gave us any instruction except try and wear the same thing every day. That was the only instruction I got in terms of talent. And the episodes started airing while we were making this show without instruction. So we're sort of figuring it out on the fly. And there's this point at which, after I think the third episode aired, someone found my email and emailed me and said, hey, I heard that the Eiffel Tower is not as heavy as the air that it encompasses. That if you drew a column of air that encased the Eiffel Tower at its extents, that column would weigh more than the tower. Is that true? And I thought, oh, that's really interesting. And then, with some, as you know, math teacher, very simple math, I spent half an hour working it out and figured out that it's totally true. But you literally got to go on the diagonal of the square of the base of the Eiffel Tower to the tip, which is about 1,000 feet, and even if you accommodate for the thinning atmosphere, that column of air still weighs more than the tower. And figuring it out for myself is one of the most fun hours I have ever had with numbers. There's real beauty in mathematics, and I watch this YouTube channel all the time called Numberphile, which is a bunch of charming British mathematicians explaining completely inexplicable stuff, like Graham's number, which is a number so big if you could know it, your head would collapse into a black hole. That's not an analogy. Literally, there's more information in Graham's number than there is in a black hole the size of your head. And at one point, I'm watching Numberphile in the middle of the night, and my wife leans over and she's like, sweetie, and I take off my headphones and she says, are you crying about math? And I said, to be specific, baby, I'm crying about geometry.